So now, here they are, our Miss America contestants celebrating swimsuit fashion through the decades with Everything Old is New Again. Jamie Foxx, Miss Maryland. Jennifer Babin, Miss New Mexico. Kelly Quick, Miss Virginia. Christy Newman, Miss Florida. Texas. Kelly Jo Rourke, Miss Rhode Island. Sherry Riley, Miss Iowa. Nicole Losi, Miss Wisconsin. Tamara Finch, Miss Oregon. Janet Lee Powers, Miss South Carolina. Isa Krushansky, Miss West Virginia. Amanda Gunderson, Miss Nevada. Kathy Najat, Miss New Jersey. Kelly Masters, Miss Oklahoma. Allison Catherine White, Miss Delaware. Roxana Saberi, Miss North Dakota. Jeffy Ventling, Miss Wyoming.
The sun is setting in the sky. Everybody knows it's party time. And when the moon
contestants in tonight's first preliminary competition, swimsuits. Thank you, ladies. That was wonderful. Thank you. It'll be very intriguing to keep track of who decides to wear what during these. Now, Tara, it is time to announce tonight's preliminary winners. But first, we need to welcome Irv Dennis of Ernst & Young. He has the answers.
Thank you very much.
Isn't that nice? Oh, I like that. Go ahead. Tara gets to do this. We've been in such suspense. It's about to end.
Such a pleasure. Tonight's scholarship winner in swimsuit is Miss New Jersey, Kathy Najat.
Beth Stomps, Miss Alabama. Rachel Binder, Miss Maine. Sonia Gavankar, Miss District of Columbia. Stacy Freeman, Miss Arkansas. Cummings, Miss Vermont. Mary McDonough, Miss Utah. Michelle Titus, Miss Alaska. Jennifer Ostergaard, Miss Minnesota. Regina Flores, Miss Colorado. Lori Menshouse, Miss Kentucky. Michelle Warren, Miss North Carolina. Miss South Dakota. Miss Hawaii. Heather Busen, Miss Pennsylvania. Monique, Miss Washington. Myra Barganier, Miss Mississippi. Samira Zebian, Miss Massachusetts. Contestants in tonight's preliminary competition, swimsuits. Thank you, ladies. You look beautiful.
Thank you, Alex. All right. Okay. Tonight, our scholarship winner in swimsuit is Miss Hawaii, Erica Kaufman.
Kelly Krager, Miss Ohio. Sherry Belknap, Miss Idaho. Mecca Boving, Miss Louisiana. Sarah Ingerman, Miss Indiana. Momeyer, Miss Arizona. Michelle Eyes, Miss Missouri. Kimberly Steck, Miss Michigan. Leslie Diane Moss, Miss Kansas. Kansas Little, Miss Georgia. Schindel, Miss Illinois. Michelle Lamontagne, Miss New Hampshire. Garlock, Miss Montana. Lana Keck, Miss Tennessee. Miss Nebraska. Lisa Essler, Miss New York. Marissa Starnes, Miss Connecticut. Rebecca Ann Keller, Miss California.
Everything
tonight's third preliminary competition, swimsuits. Thank you, ladies.
Tonight, the winner of this third night of preliminary competition in swimsuit is Miss California, Rebecca Ann Keller.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Miss America contestants in evening wear.
All the things you are. All the things. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know the moment divine when all the things you are mine. It seems we stood and talked like this before. We looked at each other in the same way then, but I can't remember where or when. The clothes you're wearing are the clothes you wore. The smile you are smiling, you were smiling then, but I can't remember where or when. You are the angel glow that lights a star. The dearest things I know are what you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know the moment divine when all the things you are mine. All of the things you are. Angel glow that lights a star. All of the things you are. Angel glow that lights a star. Some things that happen for the first time seem to be happening again. And so it seems that we've met before and loved before and laughed before. Who knows where or when?
Beth Stomps, Miss Alabama. Hi, Beth. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so well. I'm at Miss America.
You are, aren't you? And aren't we all? Are you? So you're having a really, really good time?
Having a fabulous time. I met Mickey Mouse, and yesterday I believe we read to first grade children. So that was a wonderful experience for myself.
And that was part of Tara's platform, of
Yes,
course, and I saw that on the news. Speaking of platforms, some maintain that there is an epidemic of apathy surrounding AIDS. How do we cure an epidemic of apathy.
You think of AIDS in a positive manner. Do not think of AIDS as acquired immune deficiency syndrome. You think of AIDS as A, awareness, I, involvement, D, dedication, and S, support. Think of it positively, and then we can overcome any apathy.
Thank you very much, Miss Alabama. Miss Maine. Hi, Rachel. How are you? What most surprises you about what you've seen this week in Atlantic City?
I guess what most surprises me and frightens me is how relaxed I am and how much fun we've all been having.
It is a tremendous experience, isn't it? And a lot of the girls are friendly. I mean, everybody, this is your turn. Why am I talking? Aren't they?
They are. We've all worked so very hard to be here, and once we're here, I mean, look at, there are 50 young women here, and we're all leaders, and we've all worked very hard, and we're all oriented, and it's just very exciting.
Miss Maine, recent elections have had low voter turnouts, indicating a lack of citizen involvement. How do you propose reversing that trend?
Well, I think the thing that's frustrating about that a lot of people feel when they go to the polls is they think I am only one vote. And they think I am only one vote because they aren't involved oftentimes in volunteer activities. And when people realize that they can make a difference by a very small action, they realize that it's those small actions that make this country wonderful.
Thank you very much. Miss Maine. Miss District of Columbia. It's been a night of firsts, and you're one of them.
I am. I'm excited to be here.
Here's your question. How is peer mediation an alternative to the juvenile court system?
I think that it's a great way for students to get rid of their anger in a nonviolent way. By getting students out of the situation where they have a bunch of students around them yelling and screaming for them to come to blows, it's a way to get them out of that situation and talk about their problems. Most problems stem from miscommunication, and we want them to just communicate.
Thank you. Miss District of Columbia. Stacy Freeman, Miss Arkansas. Hi, Stacy, how are you? What surprised you most about this week in Atlantic City?
Probably how helpful everyone is. We have so many hostesses and people to take care of us that it's like we don't have to lift a finger. Everything, they get our clothes ready, they get our makeup ready, they get everything hung up and put back where it's supposed to go. And it's just wonderful to have so many people to really help you.
Getting spoiled, huh?
Yeah, I think so. Just kidding, Mom.
Right, Mom. Teaching values in public schools has caused problems for school systems. How is character education different from teaching values?
Well, basically, all we want to do is teach basic human values, which is trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, integrity, compassion, basic human values that I believe every United States citizen should possess and can be taught in our public schools. We're not trying to teach moral decision making.
Thank you. Miss Arkansas. Jill Cummings, Miss Vermont. Hi, Jill. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Tani?
Fine, thank you. Do you have lots of friends and supporters here for you tonight?
Well, tonight I think I only have a few. My parents are here, and I'm going to have a lot more people coming at the end of the week, so I'm really excited to see everybody.
That'll be great. Now, you're targeting your anti-smoking campaign to the 5th grade. Why did you choose the 5th grade?
We try to catch the 5th graders before they get to the age where they're pressured by their peers, and we try to teach them to, we try to prevent them from smoking before they actually start.
Good. Miss Vermont. Thank you, Jill. Mary McDonough, Miss Utah. Okay, Mary, who are they?
They are all of my friends from Utah, my family from Utah and New York, and my roommates from Utah State University.
You must have a lot of roommates.
They really know how to make some noise.
I guess they do. Now, you say children are the real victims of domestic violence. What steps do you think society must take to protect these children?
First, we need to recognize that there is a problem. They estimate that over 3 million children every year are living with domestic violence in their lives. So number one, we need to learn that it is happening in our society. The second step that I've learned is very effective is using child advocacy centers. They're centers that use a multidisciplinary team to evaluate every child's situation and direct them in the way that they need to go that will help them the most.
Thank you. Miss Utah. Michelle Titus, Miss Alaska. Hey, Michelle, what's been the most fun for you this week?
Well, I'd have to say seeing the Atlantic Ocean. Our ocean is a little bit colder than this one, so it's been great.
Did you have a chance to actually swim in it?
I stuck my hand in it, so it was getting dark, so I didn't get to go in.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. Communication therapy has helped many become successful in life. What programs must states and communities provide for those with communication disorders?
First of all, they need to catch it when they first get in school. A lot of kids are from families where they're not realizing, because maybe they're dysfunctional, that the child has a problem and it's that serious. They need to start with screening them, which is a program already installed in schools called Screen, and they see if they have a problem. And that is the most important because they're just beginning their education, which is going to help them throughout their life.
Thank you. Miss Alaska. Jennifer Ostergaard, Miss Minnesota. Jennifer. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you. When you won your state title and knew you'd be coming to Atlantic City, what were you most looking forward to?
I was most looking forward to meeting all of the girls. I have made so many friends while I've been here, friendships that I will have for a lifetime, and I'm looking forward to be able to maintain those friendships well into the future.
I hope you do. You stand for the prevention of child abuse. What steps must be taken to deal with the cause of, rather than the results of child abuse?
What we need to do, first and foremost, is to recognize that it's happening. Nationally, 3.1 million children are being abused each year. We need to acknowledge that it's happening and punish perpetrators. We need stricter precautions. We need stricter laws so that people who do become perpetrators are punished and they are not repeat offenders.
Thank you. Miss Minnesota. Regina Flores, Miss Colorado. Hi, Regina. How are you?
Connie, I'm doing great.
Thank you. You've got some buddies here, too. You have anything you want to say to them?
Thank you for being here. I found out about the airport situation. My parents helped a Mexican woman in the airport who didn't speak a word of English, and they helped her get to her flight on time, and they flew the whole night through. They left Denver just after midnight. So I hope you had enough rest, and thank you for being here, and I love you.
Many school dropout prevention programs fail. How will your use of theater encourage young people to academic excellence and to stay in school?
That's a good question. I just want to tell you that I've started a new project in Colorado called TEAM, and that stands for Theatrical Entertainment for Academic Motivation. And what it does is it teams high school students who are interested in the performing arts and gets them together to write scripts and small plays of motivational topics. And they will go out into the schools and perform these topics for young kids to motivate them for academic excellence.
Thank you. Miss Colorado. House, Miss Kentucky. There they are over there. What are they waving? What are those sticks there, Laura? Yes, we see the sticks.
I think they're supposed to be modeled off of Star Wars, the lightsabers, and I know that when we had them sitting at my house, my father and I got in a fight with them. My mom had to come in and referee, but I won, so that's an important thing.
Okay. With all the breast cancer awareness campaigns of recent years, how is your approach and intent different and more effective?
I think the most important thing in any form of cancer is giving hope. Giving hope to survivors, giving hope to survivors' families, telling them about all the encouraging research that we now have, but also taking that hope, once that we have given it to them, and try to raise money for funds, because that is where the true hope lies, and that is in scientific research. We have scientists working all around the clock, and that's what I really hope to accomplish.
Thank you. Miss Kentucky. Michelle Warren, Miss North Carolina. Okay, Michelle, you know, when they make a ruckus like that, we have to say something to them.
Hi, I'm so glad you're here. A lot of my family came in today, and I'm just so excited. I wish I could visit with my parents.
A little later. You've chosen to speak out against domestic and relationship violence. What steps do you recommend to combat that abuse?
Well, what I do with my program is go in with preventive measures. I educate young children on how to communicate better and deal with conflict resolution so that they can express their emotions other than getting violent.
Thank you. Miss North Carolina. Chantel Swedland, Miss South Dakota. Hi, Chantel. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good. Did I do a little better with your name tonight?
You did. Even though it was a good wish of good luck for me, but it was right this time.
Thank you. I tried. I've been fretting all night. Okay. Why is equality for women in the workplace an issue in 1997, considering the laws enacted to ensure that equality?
The issues that women face are not just women's issues in the workforce, it's a family issue because women do make up a majority of the workforce. Right now we currently make up 46% of the workforce, and by the year 2000 we're expected to dominate the workforce. And so it's very important that the employers understand the needs that women face, such as equality of pay, parental leave, and flexible hours.
Thank you. Miss South Dakota. Thank you. Erica Leilani Lee Kaufman, Miss Hawaii. Hi, Miss Hawaii. How are you?
Aloha. Great, thank you.
You live so far away. Are your friends and family going to be able to come to Atlantic City?
I believe they're somewhere in the T section.
That would be them, I'm guessing. In your work of counseling and developing youth, what if your advice and guidance conflicts with the advice and guidance from the youth's parents?
I believe that the primary responsibility of mentoring and developing a young person's character does lie within the family and within the parents. However, I believe very strongly the importance of a young person having an accountability with someone else other than their parents. For me, I've had a lady named Rachel, and I've been able to share with her things that may not have been easier to share with my parents, and she's given me tremendous advice. The advice I give to the young person, I hope, will be in agreement with the parents. If it's not, that young person has a choice to accept it as their own, or to honor their parents, or to do something completely different, and I respect that.
Thank you, Miss Hawaii. Heather Busen, Miss Pennsylvania.
Hi, Heather. How are you? Fine, thank you.
Tell me what you were most looking forward to when you, I mean, you've been to Atlantic City before probably, you live right next door, so maybe you already knew all about it.
Well, no, actually I hadn't, but I couldn't wait to stand behind that big plexiglass podium and speak in front of a panel of judges. I couldn't believe I was going to be part of Miss America history.
I was so excited.
Good, good. That's great. Learning and education begins in the home. How do we ensure the necessary level of family literacy or parenting skills for quality learning?
Well, first, I think it's important to let everybody know that the concept of family literacy is not a new one. It takes the most fundamental building block of our society, the family, and it works to strengthen that. So if we can encourage that strengthening and that building, it's a no-lose proposition, and everyone is going to benefit.
Thank you. Miss Pennsylvania. Monta Monique, Miss Washington. Hello. Up until now, what do you think your fondest memory of your stay in Atlantic City will be?
My fondest memory was stepping off of that plane. I can remember from way long ago looking at the pictures in the program book and seeing the girls step off the plane in their hats, and it always looks so exciting to me.
They had hats and gloves back in the old days, huh? Not anymore. A formal grounding in the arts is to experience the arts, be it music, dance, theater, the visual arts. How can one experience the arts through multimedia technology?
Through multimedia technology, children are able to use time management skills. They're able to analyze and process a lot of information, and most importantly, they're able to use their creative thinking skills. And if our children can use their creative thinking skills, this will help them have a well-rounded education.
Thank you. Miss Washington. Myra Barganier, Miss Mississippi. Hey, Myra. Well, what do you think?
Oh, Miss America, here we are. Great. And I hear my family out there, I miss them. I have to tell them the dress fits. I just received my dress in the mail a few days ago. It was caught up in UPS, and it's way to go, guys. It's great.
I bet that's right. The UPS strike, forgot about that. Self-esteem is a powerful tool in building a child's well-being. What strategies can a volunteer mentor use to build up a child's self-esteem?
Time. Above all, children need time. And it sounds so simple, but it's not that simple. 45% of households are single-parent households, so many children don't receive the time they need at home, nor do they receive the time they need at schools. The average school teacher-to-student ratio is 1 to 35. So as you can see, students, children, our young people lack self-esteem because they don't get the time, the encouragement, the guidance that they need. And that's why I encourage people to become mentors, to become angels. And by investing in our children, giving them that simple time, not only are we promising them a better future, but we're securing ours as well.
Miss Mississippi, thank you. Miss Massachusetts. Hi, Samira. Had you been to Atlantic City before you came here for the pageant?
I have been to Atlantic City previously. As a member of my dance team in high school and in elementary school, we came here for quite a few dance competitions.
So you're back. Better than ever.
Hope so.
You're waging war on the use of tobacco. Why are your efforts still necessary in the light of recent state and court settlements with the tobacco industry?
I'm here because the settlement just isn't enough. It doesn't curb advertising enough so that there isn't direct links with our young educated and our young people. And also, it's still allowing the tobacco companies to profit. There's no reason for that, and we have to educate as much as we possibly can.
Thank you. Miss Massachusetts.
All the things you are, all of the things and so it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before. Who knows where or when? Who knows where or when?
Kelly Krager, Miss Ohio. Hi, Miss Ohio. How are you?
Really good, but I was a little tired this afternoon.
What happened? Why?
Well, I think just the long week, but I've started a new habit.
Which is?
I discovered coffee.
You just discovered it?
I just discovered it. My dad will probably lecture me in visitation tonight.
Don't have too much. You won't be able to go to sleep tonight. Careers, work, leisure, and technology are all competing for our time and energy. How then can we achieve a commitment to family?
Well, I realize that many people are busy, but your priorities, I believe, reflect where you spend your time. And any free time you have, I think if you're a parent, it's so important to spend that time with your children. You show them that you love them by your actions rather than by your words. Just any free time that you have, I believe it's so important that we make our family time a priority. I've even, for example, with my parents, seen that they have made personal sacrifices. For example, my dad likes hunting, and he's made sacrifices so he can be home with us kids tossing the baseball. So I think that's so important that we realize how much we love each other and make sacrifices to show that our families are a priority.
Thank you. Miss Ohio. Sherry Belknap, Miss Idaho. Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm great, Tony.
How have you been enjoying Atlantic City? What's your favorite thing so far?
Just being here on stage, having my family here to watch me, it's a great experience. It's something I've looked forward to all my life.
Good. I'm glad. Here's your question. You propose youth leadership actions teams to participate in decision-making within schools. How are these teams different from student councils or student government groups?
The way that they're different is this, that the Youth Leadership Action Teams not only provide a service for their student body, but they go a step farther and they go out into the community. They work with the community leaders as well. And also they keep in contact as a go-between in between the student body and the administration, so there's constant contact between the administration and the student body.
Thank you very much. Miss Idaho. Meta Bothing, Miss Louisiana.
Hi, Meta. How are you? I'm just fine.
There was a little holler up over there. Who's there?
Probably my family and a lot of people from my state who are pretty excited to see me on this side of the stage this year instead of that side.
Were you out there last year?
I sure was. I was here cheering Erica on, who was first runner-up. I like to think I was a good luck charm, so.
Okay, maybe you were. Now, you believe your Character Counts program should be implemented in every American school and community. Why is your program worth both the time and the money?
Well, I think that we can all agree that we've seen a decline in the morals and values of our young people in our society, and the Character Counts program focuses on 6 universal pillars that transcend cultural, racial, and socioeconomic boundaries. And so as our young people begin to learn these values and incorporate them into their everyday lives, not only they benefit, but we benefit as their neighbors and as a society.
Thank you. Miss Louisiana. Ingerman, Miss Indiana. Hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Fine, thanks. What strikes you most about this visit to Atlantic City?
What strikes me most? Well, the people are wonderful, but the most exciting time has been walking up and down those stair steps the last 2 nights and hearing that Miss America music. That has been so thrilling for me.
Me too. I know how you feel. Tutoring programs have been known to help students with learning disabilities. What qualifies a person to tutor these students?
It really takes anyone, anybody that has compassion or passion for the educational process and for children. It's so important we give these children a chance. 1 to 2 students in every classroom in the United States has a learning disability, and anybody can help these children as long as they give the time and effort.
Thank you very much. Miss Indiana. Stacy Momeyer, Miss Arizona.
Hi, Stacy.
Oh my. Better say something to your fans over there.
I love you so much. Thanks for the support.
Okay. In this day of technology, how will you promote volunteerism through mentoring young people using the internet?
The internet is such an exciting tool to reach our youth and to be a mentor. First of all, as a mentor, you can stay right at home in the comforts of your home and not have to spend large amounts of time. Secondly, what a great tool to reach our young people. They are in front of computers like at no other time in our history, and today a teen is going to make a decision about suicide, about sexual activity, about drugs, and today we can reach them online through the internet in a non-threatening manner.
Thank you. Miss Arizona. Michelle Eyes, Miss Missouri. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Great. Did anything surprise you about Atlantic City? Something different from what you expected, perhaps?
Well, I was here 2 years ago and I was sitting in the audience, so that was a surprise for me, being on the other side and walking down the runway. Yes, big surprise.
To influence youth to realize their potential, what specific keys or tools must young people be given?
I think most importantly, we need to teach our youth that they need to get away from all the negative conditioning from other people, from thoughts and actions, and they have control over what they think, how they feel. And that's the most important key or tool that I could tell them, is just to stay confident, because thought is supreme and mental attitude is so important in anything.
Thank you. Miss Missouri. Kimberly Steck, Miss Michigan. Hey, Kimberly, how you doing? Who's here today that would be really embarrassed if you said hello to them right now?
Oh, my choreographer, Adam Clark, probably.
Hey, Adam.
But I have a lot of family members here too as well, and it's really exciting that they're here. Thank you.
Sure. Why is it so critical to focus your healthy lifestyle promotion on women?
I've become a part of the American Heart Association in Michigan, and I'm doing a program called Take Wellness to Heart, and it's focusing on women's issues because women are not always thinking of cardiovascular disease as their concern. Cardiovascular disease is not only the #1 killer of Americans, it's the #1 killer of women. So through education, awareness, and empowerment of the patient and physician, we can help women change their lifestyles.
Thank you. Miss Michigan. Leslie Diane Moss, Miss Kansas. Hi, Leslie. Is it everything you hoped it would be?
It is. It has been a wonderful experience thus far. It's kind of been different than I expected in that it's really kind of a way of trying out for a job rather than just a crowning moment that you just see on TV.
That's true. Truer words were never spoken. Now, you assert that we are all born with the capacity to lead others. How then do we develop this capacity for leadership in our communities?
Well, I think that the first thing we need to realize is that we all can be leaders. Second of all, to use personal leadership skills in whatever we do, whether it be exercising or eating healthy. And then we need to use these leadership skills to the best of our ability to benefit other people. There's an idea generated by the Department of Education. It's called service learning. And what it says is that we will foster leadership skills by community service initiatives. And that's what I would advocate as Miss America, and that's what I think will be the theme for the 21st century.
Thank you very much. Miss Kansas. Candace Little, Miss Georgia. Oh. Is anybody left back at home, Candace?
There are a few people left, but on Thursday, actually Thursday night, my whole town of Hartwell almost is going to be here because they're chartering two Greyhound buses to come up here from my church, so I'm very excited.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, the phrase strong family values has become a popular buzzword recently. How can you make strong family values more than just empty words?
Well, I think the first thing that we have to do is go out into the communities, into the schools, and also into the corporations, and make corporations more family friendly, make communities more aware that there is a problem, that our family is declining, and also go into the schools. And I strongly believe in getting family values taught and regulated into the schools. And I think when we do this and start young with the children and help the children establish the values of love and honesty and respect, that we're going to start a cycle, and that cycle is going to continue, and it's going to make a more positive society.
Miss Georgia. Schindel, Miss Illinois. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm just great. How are you?
Fine, thanks. So far, what's your most cuddly memory of the week that you've spent in Atlantic City?
You know, I've really enjoyed just about every minute I've spent here. There have been some very long days, and there have been a lot of fun days, but it's been great to learn from every part of it and really get to know the other contestants.
Okay. Now, you propose a three-pronged program for AIDS prevention. How will your program succeed where others have seemed to fail?
Well, I think that the most important thing is addressing the new communities which the AIDS epidemic is beginning to affect. And through the program of education, outreach, and advocacy, I hope to do just that by approaching the issue from all angles. Education as in exposing children and young adults especially to modes of transmission and methods of prevention. Outreach as far as linking communities and schools with organizations in their community. And advocacy at the policy level.
Miss Illinois, thank you. Michelle Lamontagne, Miss New Hampshire. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What are you going to tell the folks in New Hampshire about Atlantic City?
That rocking on to Route 66 on this stage was one heck of an experience.
That it was. You state that schools can no longer go it alone in preparing students for their futures. Who else should participate in educating today's youth?
I feel that partnerships are crucial in educating a child, and I believe that parents play the primary role since they really lay out the foundation for a student. And then I believe community leaders play a very important part as far as providing internships and job shadowing for students so that they can get a focus on what they'd like to do later on in the future.
Thank you. Miss New Hampshire. Kristen Garlock, Miss Montana. Hi, Kristen. How are you?
Good.
So far, what has surprised you most about this experience?
Just the contestants are so totally down to earth. You know, when I was a little girl and I'd watch the Miss America program, it was like they were on a totally different playing field. And that's not true at all. We are just women who have a cause and would like to speak our minds.
In expanding the perception that many have of the disabled, how do you help people look beyond the disability and see the person?
Well, what's important to understand is that a learning disability does not have to be necessarily a negative connotation. And there are some of the most successful people in the United States have had learning disabilities. And so it's important to understand, look beyond the disability and see the person who they are inside.
Thank you. Miss Montana. Lana Keck, Miss Tennessee. Hi, Lana. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you preparing to remember Atlantic City? Are you keeping a journal or doing anything special so you won't forget these days?
Yes, my mother made me a notebook full of devotionals, and on the back of each page I have a big blank page and I can write in what happened that day, so that's how I'm keeping track of everything.
Good idea. It's easy to forget. Yeah. Your best friend is having a serious relationship. How will you sell her on abstinence?
Well, I'll tell her it's no big deal to wait. I think that God will bless a marriage, and especially if you wait to have sex. And virginity is catching on, and a lot of the students now are claiming that it's cool. So I think that abstinence is a good cause, and I'm going to fight for it, and I will tell her the same.
Thank you. Miss Tennessee. Kendra Quant, Miss Nebraska. Hi, Kendra. How you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. What's the best advice anybody gave you before you came on to Atlantic City?
I think the best advice I received was just to be myself and relax and have fun. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm here to thoroughly enjoy it.
Okay. Question. Many teens regard using drugs and alcohol as a party game. How can you convince them that it's a game that they're going to lose?
I think the recent case with Princess Diana and her driver driving under the influence is a great point to all of us that it can happen to anyone, and you need to think of the consequences that happen before you act. And I think that's the biggest thing, to think before you act.
Thank you. Miss Nebraska. Lisa Essler, Miss New York. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
How did you prepare for the trek just down the road a bit to Atlantic City?
Well, it was, I didn't really have that much time to prepare. As Miss New York, I'm so busy that it was in between. We were trying to shop in every town that we were in. So it was a lot of, I was prepared for my local pageant, thank God. So I'm here from that.
Okay, it worked. Despite attempts to educate people on the dangers of alcohol, more and younger people are becoming problem drinkers. Where do you think alcohol education has gone wrong?
I think that it's gone wrong because it's non-existent in too many places. And I think the emphasis is not put on the right areas of students. I think that we sometimes underestimate the potential of a child, especially the younger ages, because there are around 5 to 10 years old is the perfect age, because they're still young enough to take your advice and to look up to people, but they're also young enough to understand, or old enough to understand the more serious subjects. So I think it's something that needs to come, messages that need to come in from everywhere, from people like me, from maybe sports heroes and business people and teachers and parents, and the message needs to come in from everywhere for the students to get the idea.
Thank you. Miss New York. Marissa Starnes, Miss Connecticut. Hi, Marissa. How are you?
Great. I'm celebrating my 21st birthday today.
I saw your cake backstage. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this isn't a bad way to do it. One way to help students with attention deficit disorder is to give them more time on exams. How do you deal with students and teachers who may see this as preferential treatment?
I think it's important for people to realize that children with ADD just need that extra time so that they can focus. It's not that they go off and cheat. It's not that it's extra time to help them learn more. It's just more time for them to gather their thoughts so that they can get in and focus and be at the same level with everybody else that's taking the test around them.
Thank you. Miss Connecticut. Rebecca Ann Keller, Miss California. Chief, yes, we heard you. For coming from so far away, you've got a lot of folks here.
Yes, and I also have relatives that live here in New Jersey, so they are here as well.
We hear them. Mentoring programs have been known to help young people. What qualifies a person to become a mentor?
Well, I believe the one thing that qualifies a person to be a mentor is the passion to love children, to love young people, and to really want to see them succeed in life. And that, I think, is the most important quality of a mentor, somebody who is willing to give of themselves, even just a little bit of time, to help the young person develop and grow in their life.
Thank you. Miss California.
All the things you are, all of the things you are. And so it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before. Who knows where or when? Who knows where or when?
And that concludes the second preliminary competition in evening wear, a touch of elegance. Jamie Fox, Miss Maryland. Hi, Jamie. How are you?
Well, I'm doing great.
You live so close to Atlantic City. Had you been here before?
Yes, I came the last 2 years. My first Miss America that I saw crowned was Chantel Smith, so she's my favorite.
Okay, that seems fair. Here's your question. How will your Improving Quality of Life for America's Veterans campaign succeed when many believe to get real improvement requires legislation?
Well, I plan to use my year as Miss America to make some of that legislation happen. For instance, right now a big issue is the Gulf War syndrome, and we need to encourage our legislators to create that funding to continue research studies and make treatment programs available for the veterans that came back from the Gulf War and are now suffering from the Gulf War syndrome.
Thank you. Miss Maryland. Jennifer Babin, Miss New Mexico. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What was the best advice anybody gave you right before you came to Atlantic City?
Actually, Tara gave me the best advice. I had the opportunity to meet with her for a few hours when she came to Albuquerque, and she told me, she said, God already knows who Miss America 1998 is. She said, you go there and you do your best, and it's already taken care of.
Okay. In that asthma is not often recognized as a major illness of childhood, what will you do to bring this issue to the forefront?
Actually, asthma is one of the leading causes of illness in children. 1 in 5 children have asthma. And what I want to do is speak to youth groups such as the Boys and Girls Club, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, and also speak in the schools and talk to them about asthma management strategies, because I really feel that if you teach a child how to control their own asthma, they'll be more likely to participate in sports and other activities, and these are things that are part of growing up in normal childhood.
Thank you. Miss New Mexico. Kelly Quick, Miss Virginia. Hi, Miss Virginia.
Hi, how are you?
Got lots of fans here tonight. Any message for them? Anything you want to say?
I love you guys, especially my daddy, because he's my #1 fan. Love you, Daddy.
Daddies have to be, don't they? No, he's out there somewhere. You assert that community leadership is necessary for helping our youth. How do you get already busy people to want to find time to help?
I really think it's important that we educate our communities. First of all, let them know what's available in their communities as far as mentoring programs. I think a lot of times people aren't mentors because they believe it has to be a one-on-one relationship with the child, and that's very needed. But there are so many ways that individuals can get involved with mentoring programs, and I think educating them on the ways they can do that will help them get involved in programs that are used to enhance our youth, and I think it's very important.
Excellent. Miss Virginia. Christy Newman, Miss Florida. Hey, Christy.
Hi, Tawny.
Such a busy week here in Atlantic City. What have you done to relax?
Oh, I've had so much fun. Actually, Miss Hawaii and I, we do back rubs. It's so wonderful. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, good. I wish I'd known that. I would have sought you out earlier.
She's better than I am. She's a professional.
Would have sought her out. Okay. Society and the media have created an ideal person who is unrealistically slim. Against such powerful image builders, what can you do?
Well, first of all, we can all take the initiative to accept every single person for who they are, no matter what, period. We live in such a body-obsessed society, and we all need to learn how to accept each other unconditionally and encourage each other, because what most people don't realize is that the root of eating disorders is an emotional emptiness, so we can fight this problem.
Thank you. Miss Florida. Reagan Hughes, Miss Texas. Hi, Hi, Reagan. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thank you. All those folks must have had a few words of wisdom for you as you approached Atlantic City. Tell us something that you can repeat to us.
Well, they said, Reagan, just be yourself and everything will go fine. And I believe it.
Okay, here's your question. How can role models and mentors help young people discover and develop their sense of self-worth?
Well, I know that being a volunteer with Big Brothers Big Sisters, I have a little sister and her name is Jasmine, and what I try to do is her mentor is just simply find out about her and her talents and her gifts and encourage her in her role as a person and in those things that she does, and it's a wonderful thing, and it's just a privilege to be her mentor.
Thank you. Miss Texas. Kelly Jo Rourke, Miss Rhode Island. Hi, Kelly Jo. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Did you bring any little good luck charms or anything like that to Atlantic City?
No, I think my sense of humor and my optimism and just look out on having a good time here.
That'll do it.
Hopefully.
Now, you speak out against domestic violence and the need to break the cycle. What steps do you propose to break the cycle?
I think the first step that we need to break this cycle of intergenerational domestic violence, which has become such an epidemic in our society, is to educate the young people who are at the age where they're beginning to have dating relationships with their peers and inform them about healthy relationships and how not to get into abusive relationships that will continue on in the future. And I've developed a program which is entitled Getting Real, and it stands for getting respect for yourself and responsibility for your actions, educated about healthy and unhealthy dating relationships, assertive and able to set limits, and lessons that'll last a lifetime. And hopefully, if these are instilled at a young age, they will provide a solid foundation that will continue in the future.
Thank you. Miss Rhode Island. Sherry Riley, Miss Iowa. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, how are you doing?
Thank you. How are you? What do you know now that you wish you'd known before you arrived in Atlantic City?
I think I wish I would have known how much food they were going to feed us. They have been absolutely incredible. These women have made us, yay, you guys are awesome. They've made us so many different kinds of foods, and they've stuffed us with literally hundreds of desserts on the table.
I saw those desserts back there.
They
You're
were
right.
fabulous.
Yeah. You wish to empower youth to excellence. Why is this the best approach to rebuilding family values?
Oh, our country was founded on morals and values and on strong character. And when we teach young people that we have freedom today because of the values that our founding fathers established, we can empower them and strengthen them, and we will make America again and continue to be the greatest country in the world today.
Thank you. Miss Iowa. Nicole Losey, Miss Wisconsin. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
Hi. What did you first think when you won your state pageant? What's the first thought that flashed through your mind?
Well, it wasn't I'm going to Miss America, that's for sure. I think I started thinking immediately about what's going to happen to me from here. What am I going to do for my platform? What am I going to sing? What am I going to... You know, all these things that you say, wow, I need to spend the rest of the year talking to the people of Wisconsin. What message do I want to get across to these people?
You came up with one. Here's your question. Recognizing the damage a divorce can cause children, what strategies would you use to repair that damage?
Well, I think that parents need to understand that divorce isn't always damaging. I am from a divorced family, and I think I came out pretty well from the whole thing. Now, my parents did a few things that really helped me out. Number one, I was in therapy. I think that it's not necessary for all children to go into therapy, but if I can instill any kind of support group within the public schools that can be a cost-effective measure, it helps children to vent those emotions and get all those things across that if they store up inside are going to be left there, and they're going to come out in years to come.
Thank you. Miss Wisconsin. Miss Oregon. Good Lord, you better say something to them so they'll be quiet.
I love you guys, and I hope you don't embarrass me too much tonight.
Haven't they already done enough?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the arts as a valuable part of a child's education and development. What should a school's art curriculum include?
Well, an arts curriculum should be very sequential and curriculum-based so that it is based on all the 4 disciplines such as art history, art criticism, aesthetics, and art production. Together, this makes up a very well-rounded program which our students need to succeed in the world today, to succeed in school and in life.
Hey, thank you. Miss Oregon. Janet Lee Powers, Miss South Carolina. Hey, Janet. What's been the most fun thing you've done so far in Atlantic City?
The most fun, I think, I'd love to say rehearsals, but they've been long, but we've enjoyed them. But I think the most fun is being able to meet a girl from each state. I don't know how many people can say that they know somebody in each state, but now I can.
You can do lots of visiting. The position of Miss America brings focus to critical societal issues. How can Miss America, a woman in her 20s, bring sincere focus on the elderly who need Alzheimer's respite care?
Tony, caring for a loved one with an illness is never an easy task. Over half of the 4 million Americans afflicted with Alzheimer's are being cared for by a loved one. I feel that with increased awareness of the problem, the disease, and also with helpful volunteers, we can make a difference and have respite care programs that can be successful. For as one of my favorite speakers, Maya Angelou, once said, if you can find it within your heart to care for someone else, you will have succeeded.
Thank you. Miss South Carolina. Isa Krushansky, Miss West Virginia. Hi, Isa.
Hi, Tony.
Now, how did you get the girls to pronounce your name right? What did you, because it's spelled E-I-S-A, and I said it right, so how did you tell everybody?
Actually, they've been doing pretty well. Most of them guessed ESA right off the bat.
They did?
Yes. I was surprised too.
Me too. I had to study it a while. Oh well. Those who suffer from Alzheimer's are not its only victims. Who are these other victims of Alzheimer's and how can they be helped?
What we need to realize is Alzheimer's disease is not just a disease that affects the elderly. It affects the family as well. My grandmother has Alzheimer's disease, and my family has been affected emotionally because it's very difficult to see someone suffer who is very well educated, very well respected with this disease. It's affected us financially because it's very difficult to have extra care, and we've also had to put my grandmother in a nursing home, which was very difficult for us. And we've also suffered physically because it's very draining caring for someone 24 hours a day. And the one thing that we can do for help is to give support to each other. Our family members, give support to our friends who may have a loved one taking care of someone who has Alzheimer's disease.
Thank you. Miss West Virginia. Amanda Gunderson, Miss Nevada. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
What did your best friend say when she found out you were coming to Atlantic City?
Actually, when I was crowned, I didn't cry. I was just excited. And then they started playing this Miss Nevada song that we have. And my best friend ran up to the stage in tears and telling me, oh my gosh, you're going to Miss America. And that's when it finally hit me. So I shed a tear or two after that.
People's lives are filled with sports, work, school, and entertainment. How can you convince them to make time to serve their communities?
Well, I think Americans haven't yet received a comprehensive briefing on the benefits of volunteerism. It's been proven that volunteerism can improve your health both mentally and emotionally and physically, and it can actually even lengthen your life. And by volunteering, you can gain very important life skills such as compassion, communication, and dedication.
Thank you. Miss Nevada. Miss New Jersey. Hi, Kathy.
Hello, Tawny. How are you?
Thanks. I suppose you have an unofficial role as something of a welcome person, being Miss New Jersey. What did you first want all the contestants to know about your state and Atlantic City?
Well, I thought the neatest thing is that every state has a street named after it in Atlantic City. So I remember on the first bus ride over from the airport, I told them all to look for their street, and they thought it was the neatest thing.
Good advice. Now, you maintain that students versed in the arts outperform their peers in many areas outside the arts. Why is this so?
Well, actually, there's been a study done at the University of California at Irvine, done by child psychologists Dr. Francis Rauscher and Gordon Shaw, that proves that arts education, arts training will actually improve a student's spatial IQ. And that's the part of your brain that helps you with complex mathematics and geometry and things like that. And so I think that's basically why it really gives a student confidence, motivation, the intrinsic benefits, and now on top of that, we have scientific proof that proves the educational benefits as well.
Thank you very much. Miss New Jersey. Chapters, Miss Oklahoma. When you found out you were coming to Atlantic City, what was your first priority as you readied for the trip?
First, to prepare myself mentally for the big stage, the big walk down the runway, and just getting ready for the excitement of it. Then I decided to try for a new routine. So I started getting ready for the new stage, for the new routine.
It's bigger than you thought it would be.
Yeah, I was pretty prepared, but it is pretty enormous.
Yeah, it is. Drunk driving prevention programs seem to have made a little difference in reducing drunk driving fatalities. What can we do to reduce drunk driving deaths?
What we need to realize is that it all comes down to individual choices. Prevention groups have done a great job as far as education, but when we emphasize that people need to make responsible choices based on seeing maybe victims who have been through painful experiences caused by drunk driving, then maybe they will think before they make the choice to get behind the wheel of a car after they've been drinking, because deaths are preventable and can be prevented if they just make good decisions.
Thank you very much. Miss Oklahoma. Allison Catherine White, Miss Delaware. So what do you think of this past week?
Oh, it's been unbelievable. A dream come true and a lot of fun.
Everything you thought and hoped?
Oh, yes, definitely. It's been a blast. I love every minute of it.
Great. You say volunteerism is a solution to community problems. How will volunteerism solve problems where organized government programs have failed?
Well, first of all, I feel that the government doesn't need to solve all the social problems facing this nation. By using volunteerism, you can solve your communities, as there's graffiti, and all the many other volunteer organizations throughout this nation, because everybody should remember that the greatest gift that you can give is yourself.
Thank you. Miss Delaware. Roxana Saberi, Miss North Dakota. Hi, Roxana.
Hi.
When you first came into Convention Hall and you saw the vastness of the stage, but especially that runway, tell us how you felt.
It's amazing what TV cameras can do to a place like this, because it doesn't seem as big as it does on TV.
Oh, so it was smaller than you thought it was going to be?
Yes, actually. No offense.
No, that's okay. None taken. To increase multicultural appreciation and understanding, what must be done in our American society, which seems to dwell on cultural differences?
We need to understand that there is unity in diversity, because there are so many differences among the very many different people, not only in our country, but in the entire world. We have to look past our differences and realize that we can learn from our differences, and at the same time that we are unified because we are all human beings.
Thank you. Miss North Dakota. Jeffy Ventling, Miss Wyoming. Hi, Jeffy.
Oh.
You came a very long way to be here. Do you want to say something to your friends and family?
Oh, I didn't come that far, really. I think Miss Hawaii came a lot farther.
Well, that's true. She did. Nevertheless, do you not want to say anything to them?
Of course I do. Hello, everyone from Wyoming. All my family's here. It's fabulous.
Okay. You say participation in co-curricular activities is a preventive for teen pregnancy, delinquency, dropping out of school, and suicide. How?
It's a preventive factor because it teaches you a lot of important skills that you need in your life. It teaches you organizational skills. It keeps you, in essence, keeps you busy. It teaches time management. It teaches you that people care about you. It gives you a good support, not only with your coaches, but your teammates. And sometimes kids can't get that at home, and I think it's very important.
Thank you, Miss Wyoming.
And so it seems that we have met before and laughed before and loved before. Who knows where or when? Who knows where or when?
Concludes this third preliminary competition in evening wear. A touch of elegance and all choreo.